On Sunday, March 20th at 4 p.m., I'll play a short organ recital that comprises 5 organ pieces, favorite organ pieces by Johann Sebastian Bach, arguably the greatest composer for this instrument. It turns out that March 20th is the eve of Bach's birthday. The 5 pieces are each very different from one another, and so I'll say a little bit at the program about each genre, the work's place in Bach's life, and how the piece got from Bach to us, and lastly, how I'm using the instrument in that piece. The first piece on the program is Bach's famous Toccata and Fugue in D minor. I say Bach's famous Toccata and Fugue in D minor, but the truth is we're not 100% certain that it's by Bach. The earliest manuscript copy that survives is from a student of Bach from about 20 years after Bach died. So some believe firmly that it could only have been his because it's so strikingly original. Others believe that it's so strikingly original that it's atypical and probably not by Bach himself. It is a Toccata and Fugue that's actually in 3 different sections. In the opening toccata section, what you will want to listen for is something called the Stilus Fantasticus. So in Bach's youth, part of the aesthetic movement of organ music of the time featured this kind of startling rhetoric, like those opening figures and octaves where you don't really know what's going to happen next. You don't know necessarily, except that you've heard the piece many times, that you'll get that low pedal D and then that dramatic diminished 7th chord, and it's one surprise after another in that opening toccata section. About the word toccata, if a cantata is something that is sung and a sonata is something that is played, a toccata is something to be touched on the keys. It's something to show off what you can do with quick figurations and all of the surprise that's involved. There's a magnificent fugue that follows, and the piece concludes with a free section, the kind of so-called recitativo, before it all comes together for a dramatic conclusion. Bach's organs in Bach's day would have had pipes in front of the player, above the player, to the sides of the player, and even behind the player. By contrast, here at St. Bartholomew's, the pipes are on either side of the chancel, at the back in the gallery, and up in the dome. So this piece, the Toccata and Fugue in D minor, includes not merely echoes that bounce one organ off of another, but double echoes. A pair of figures that are then responded to by a pair of other figures that are played on 4 different sections of the organ. The piece is youthful, it's exciting, it's energetic, it's unexpected and dramatic and uncertain. And I hope you can join us for this program that will open with Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor on Sunday, March 20th at 4 p.m.